Okay, so I'm just going to be answering Angela's question. It's not up and running yet, the mockup generator for Etsy, but it's going to be coming out anytime soon. We started with Shopify and we're going to continue with Etsy so it can sync directly to the listings. But just so you know, it's not yet working for Etsy, but it will be super soon. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let me know if you guys can see everything correctly. We're good?
Yes. Perfect.
Yes, we're good.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Okay, so like Tote showed you guys, we're going to be working on these two gorgeous designs for different pets for your shoppers to upload pet images and put their pet's name. And the pet image is going to be stylized with different image effects. And we're going to be generating different mockups for these products. So what we're going to do first is we're going to set up the libraries. Like Tote said, we're going to be setting up libraries for these background colors so we can use the same ones. We set it up once and we'll use it for these two products. And we're going to be setting up the font libraries so we could do the same. We set it up once and we could just reuse it how many times we want. So we're going to head over to the Customily homepage. And like I said, the first step is setting up our libraries. So we're going to head over to libraries. Here, we're going to click on create new library. We're going to click on font. And I'm going to name this so I can find it easier later. And I'm going to be adding my fonts. Okay, now I'm going to be selecting my fonts. And like in every one of our classes, you guys are going to have access to a Drive file with all of these fonts so that you guys can follow along this tutorial with the recording and upload every single one of these fonts and recreate these products as is. So you guys can follow along and recreate everything perfectly. Awesome. So as you guys can see, my font library is already set up. These fonts are going to be available later when I create the design. And I'm going to go ahead and create the color library. So at portraits, colors. I'm going to click on create. And here I'm going to paste my hex values for the colors that I wanted. And I'm going to do this for all of the colors that the girls set up. So add colors. All of these colors with the libraries, you set them up once. I know I'm repeating this, but it's super, super useful to set up libraries because you set it up once and you guys can reuse these colors as the background, not just for these two products, but you could sync them to whatever number of products you guys want, and they'll be linked and updated automatically always. Okay, so right now, since I have my two libraries already set up, I'm going to go to create new design. I'm going to name the first one, which is the watercolor one, and I'm going to click on create from product specs. Like we covered in previous classes, this feature allows us to import all the guidelines for the products that we're going to be designing for so that we can make sure that we have the right file size. If there's like a safe area for printing and everything, it's going to come up here. So I'm going to choose the gallery wrapped canvas. And as you guys see here, I have my file size all set up correctly and the product guideline was imported correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and lock this for now. And I'm going to add a solid background. So I hid the product guidelines so I can see the solid background for now. So for my solid background, I'm going to be choosing the library of colors that we already set up. So here it is. I'm going to select it. And as you guys can see, the colors that we set up back in our library are already set up here. So we have all of these colors. And if I change anything in my library, the changes will show up on all of the designs that have this library synced. So here, I'm going to name my layer background color. Okay, so I'm going to be adding the pet name, basically. As you guys remember, there's a pet name here, and this is where we could sync the library of the fonts that we set up. So here in character, I'm going to pick a library, and I'm going to select the library that we just set up. And same as with the colors, you guys are going to see that the libraries that you set up, the colors, the fonts, sorry, that you set up back in the library are going to automatically be synced to what we just set up here for our text. So I'm going to put a name so I can visualize it better. And I'm going to click on View Product Guideline so I can make sure that I'm staying within the safe area. And I'm going to name my layer Your Pet's Name. And I'm going to lock that. Okay, so if you guys remember, the pet name had two different color options. So we're going to be adding that as well so we can make sure that the end user can visualize the text name depending on what background color they choose. Because since we have darker and lighter colors, we want them to be able to generate that contrast with the pet name. So we have the pet name set up, and now we're going to go ahead and choose the different image effects that the girls were talking about earlier. So for this, we have to use an image placeholder, which basically translates to images that your shopper is going to upload to your product. So whenever you see upload an image, it's going to be an image placeholder. And to these, we can set up image effects like the stylize, like the face cutouts, remove background, and all of those fun things. So for this design, we're going to be using all of the Customily free effects. So once you open up the image effects menu, you guys are going to be able to see different categories like different tools, style modifiers, and custom prompts for those who already have, a prompt that they already use, something super specific, custom to your product. You can go ahead and set it up there. So for now, we're going to go and click on Customly because for this product, we want to only use the free Customly image effects. So the first thing that we're going to be applying is the watercolor effect. And for the second effect, we're going to be applying the remove background. As you can see here, the image has a watercolor effect and later it removes the background of the image. So we're going to give it a try here. And right now it's applying the changes. Let me remove that. And that looks about right. And I'm going to be naming this layer so the end user knows exactly what it has to do with each of our layers. So that's basically it. So we already set up the first design. And keep in mind that in this design, we're using all free features. So you don't have to enter any kind of API keys for these effects because they're all integrated with Customly. So you don't need an API key. Later on, we're going to be using some OpenAI and remove BG, but you do need the API keys for that. But for this one, it's all integrated and free to use for all users. Okay, so once we have our design set up, we're going to go ahead and publish a new product. Here, we're going to be searching for gallery wrapped. There you go. This is the product from ShineOn that we chose for this. We're going to be selecting this size, and we're going to pick our design that we just set up so we can apply it to the product. I think I set up something wrong with my image. Let me go ahead and go back to my design for 1 second because I think I'm cutting the image a little bit. Yep, just like I thought. Okay, so here, don't make the same mistake that I did. Make sure that it goes all the way to the bottom so that you're not cutting off your shopper's image upload. So I'm going to save it. And when you guys follow along, make sure to also complete this step. Great. We're gonna do that again now that I fixed my image upload. Select the size and add the design. There you go. Great. That looks correct. And now we're going to be choosing the platform where I want to, the store where I'm going to be uploading this product. As usual, we're going to be using Shopify for this, but if you guys want, we can make a class that's specifically for Etsy, especially knowing that you guys are interested in the mockup generator feature for Etsy. We can definitely plan a future class for that if you guys are interested. So let us know in the comments. Yeah, let us know if you guys be interested in that. We're using Shopify as an example for now, but Customly perfectly integrates with ShineOn and Etsy, so that would be definitely possible if there's interest. Awesome. So now we connected our design to the ShineOn product, and we're going to be generating our thumbnail. So we're going to be generating an example. We're going to put an example name. We're going to select the white colored font, and we're going to upload this image. As you guys can see, it's loading here because it's applying all of the different effects that we chose for this image upload. And now we can save this as our thumbnail. Once we have that, we can publish our product. And once we have it published, we can go ahead and generate these cool mockup images that we were talking about earlier. Let me make sure that everything is working correctly. Great. Everything looks fine. Okay, so back to our product page. So this is the product page when you have already published your product. Here, where it says product images, you'll be able to generate mockups using this product image that we saved earlier. So like Tote showed in the presentation before, here you'll open up this menu where you'll have your reference image. You'll have different scenes to choose from that you don't have to choose. And then you can, describe whatever you want. Maybe you want someone holding the the canvas. Maybe you want there to be like a little cat in the background, whatever you want, you can just type it up here and it'll generate a mockup and automatically sync this to your image gallery on Shopify. So I'm going to try and make a Christmas one for now. I chose the Christmas scene. It's going to be fusing basically the reference image with the scene and creating something super unique to this product. Awesome. That's cute, but I think I want something that's going to be shown like it's hanging on the wall. So I'm going to go ahead and generate another one. And here I want the cozy cabin. And I'm going to specify this to the prompt, make sure the canvas is on the wall. So this is a feature that it's completely free for all users. You don't need to connect your Nano Banana API key or anything. You could just go ahead and fill up your gallery images to make sure that your designs and your products come up super cool and they just look gorgeous. I mean, it's impossible to not use it. Honestly, it's for your shopper. I can imagine that it's way more attractive to see a lifestyle image of your product than to see something that's maybe like a mock-up or something. Okay, so now we generated these two gorgeous mock-ups and they synced automatically to our gallery image on Shopify. So this is what we're going to be looking to do for Etsy and other platforms as well. Awesome. So any questions so far before I head into the next product?
There aren't any questions in the chat so far. So I think that we can dive right into that. And if they come up, we can bring them up.
Awesome. Thank you, Lucy.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So for this new design, I'm going to head over to My Designs. As you guys can see, they are very similar. The only difference that we have here is the different effects that we applied to the image upload. So what I can do here, if I want to save up on some time, is grab this design, click on clone, and I'm saving all of the steps that I did before because I generated a duplicate of my previous design. And here, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be changing up the only difference, which is the effects that I applied on the image upload. So I'm going to head straight to the product, to the shopper's image upload. I'm going to be deleting these effects, and I'm going to select the new ones. So for the previous one, we used the free effects from Customly, and right now we're going to be using more more specific OpenAI and Remove BG effects. So for this one, we're going to be adding from OpenAI. We're going to first add the playful cartoon one. And as I said before, these playful cartoon, anime, retro cartoons type of style transfers are simply prompts. So you can select one as a shortcut and use it as is, but you can also edit the prompt if you want something a little bit more specific, like a different color palette, if you want to update the quality, the size, the background, anything that you want to change up, you can edit this perfectly. Okay, so we have the style that we wanted to apply, and now we're going to be adding the remove background feature. And we can give this a try with this dog image. And this one might take a little while longer to generate since it's not like direct on Customly. It's heading over to OpenAI. OpenAI is generating the image. It's heading back. And then it's doing all of those integrations with the different service providers. But the result is gorgeous. So as I said earlier, this is only, one of the options that we have here that we're going to be setting up as an example. But get creative, guys. I mean, this is one of the style presets that you have already set up. But you could basically transform the image upload to any kind of style. Oh, I think I'm going to use another removed background since I think we don't have it set up. I'm going to use Customily maybe. Okay, so this is what I mean. You guys need to set up your API keys on OpenAI, on RemoveBG, on any of the platforms for these service providers before you try to use them here. Because if you don't have the API key set up on your Customly account, like I didn't have the RemoveBG API key, it won't be able to remove the background or apply the different effects that where you're missing the API key. Great, that's gorgeous. Okay, so now this is an example of how it looks. I'm gonna save this design and we're gonna go ahead and go through the creating of the product again, but with this design. I'm gonna go ahead and rename my design so I can find it better. Oh, there you go. Cartoon, gorgeous. Okay, so I am back here on the Customly start page, and I'm gonna repeat the steps that we saw before. Gallery wrapped, this is the product that we're gonna be working with today. I'm gonna select this variant, and I'm gonna add this cartoon design. Here, I'm going to be adjusting the size, but it's already automatically adjusted, so it fits perfectly. And I'm going to click on next and again, select my Shopify store. So here again, it's connecting everything, all of the different integrations for ShineOn, the size variants, applying the different design that we selected for this product. It's connecting the integrations for OpenAI. It can take a little while, but once it's actually up and running and published on the store, it's completely worth the wait. Great. So right now we're going to be doing the same thing that we did before. We're going to be creating the thumbnail. So we're going to choose a different pet name, different background, and we're going to upload this dog image and we're going to let it apply the image effects so we can have a nice thumbnail to later create the mockups with. This also serves as an example of how the customization is going to look for the end user so they can see best practices on what kind of image to upload, how it looks with different backgrounds, different fonts. And like I said before, remember that the library is already set up. It's completely synced automatically to the product. So far, no questions, right?
So far, so good.
Great. Awesome. And a quick tip, your users are going to be able to move this image around. So I'm going to place it right in the middle and click on save this as product image so I can go ahead and publish it. Great. I'm going to publish it and we can go ahead and create those last mockups. Awesome. Looks like everything is perfectly synced. And we are going to go ahead and go back to our product page that automatically opens up when you click on publish. And we're going to generate mockups. Again, I'm going to go for Christmas. And now I'm going to make sure that it is hung up on a wall. So I'm going to make sure the canvas is hung up on a wall, just so I can, assure myself that the mockup is going to come out correctly. Gorgeous. Awesome. So once you hit save, this automatically links up to the gallery, to your Shopify gallery. As you guys can see, it's already set up there. And we can go ahead and create however many mockups that we want. So here's where you guys can get creative with the different image effects, with different describing of your mockups. Make sure to be as specific as you want, and iterate how many times you want. You didn't like how it generated the mockup. You don't need to save it. You could just click on generate again, and it'll just keep generating. This is completely free, as I said. So make sure to take advantage of it because it's a super cool feature. So I think that's it for me. I don't know if there are any questions. I don't see any.
No questions.
Awesome. So keep in mind, guys, that you can rewatch this and pause if I went a little too fast, because this class was a lot of information, a lot of new features. So rewatch this in your own time. Click on pause, connect your API keys beforehand in the accounts integration page. And yeah, let us know next time if you guys try it out. We're super excited to see how you guys use these.